The reality TV world has been rocked yet again, and this time it's a bombshell no one saw coming. Whispers are swirling, and shocking claims are making their way across social media. Ty is allegedly saying that the man she once called her lover is the same man who might be the father of Evelyn's unborn baby. Fans are gasping. The cast is in disbelief, and the internet can't decide whether to scream, laugh, or cry at this tangled web of betrayal and heartbreak. What started as quiet speculation has now exploded into full-blown chaos. Quit posts, shady likes, and late night lives adding more fuel to the fire. Insiders claim that behind-the-scenes confrontations have gotten heated, and the tension among the ladies is so thick you could cut it with a knife. And if that wasn't enough, people close to the situation are hinting that proof. Yes, DNA-level proof might be coming soon. So, buckle up because this scandal isn't just another headline. It's the kind of drama that leaves families divided, friendships shattered, and fans wondering if anything they believed about these women was ever real. It all started with a casual brunch that was supposed to bring the group together after weeks of underlying tension. But instead, it became the spark that ignited one of the biggest scandals this circle has ever seen. The cameras weren't even rolling when Ty walked in that Sunday morning, but witnesses say the energy in the room shifted the moment she entered. Sunglasses on, phone in hand, and an unreadable expression on her face. Ty wasn't her usual vibrant self. Evelyn, already glowing and showing, was sitting at the head of the table, laughing with Chantal and Ming, completely unaware that her world was about to be turned upside down. As plates clattered and servers brought in steaming dishes, Ty stayed quiet. Her silence was enough to make everyone nervous. Insiders claimed that Jackie leaned over to her and whispered, "What's wrong with you today?" To which Ty allegedly muttered, "You'll all know soon enough." That single sentence sent a chill through the group, and by the time dessert arrived, attention was unbearable. Then it happened. Ty stood up, phone in hand, and in a voice that witnesses describe as shaking but determined, she dropped the words that would send shockwaves through the entire reality TV world. "You want to sit here and smile like everything's perfect?" she said, staring straight at Evelyn. "But you're carrying the baby of the same man who was in my bed just months ago." The table went silent. Chantal reportedly gasped. So loudly, the people at nearby tables turned to look while Ming's fork clattered onto her plate. Jackie, the peacemaker, tried to calm things down, but it was too late. The words were out there, "Hey," hanging in the air like a thundercloud about to burst. From that moment on, the brunch was chaos. Evelyn's face turned pale as she tried to process what she had just heard. "What are you talking about?" she asked, her voice trembling. Ty didn't flinch. She pulled up her phone and showed what sources say were a series of screenshots, late-night texts, photos, and even a voicemail that allegedly connected the mystery man to both her and Evelyn. The man at the center of this scandal, known only by his first name in the inner circle, has been a shadowy figure for months. Fans had speculated about him after cryptic posts and matching locations were spotted on social media, but no one had any idea just how deep the connections ran. Now with Ty's revelation, every theory seems to be falling into place, and the picture is far messier than anyone could have imagined. Have friends close to the group say Ty had been sitting on this information for weeks, struggling with whether to confront Evelyn privately or blow it up publicly. She felt betrayed. One insider revealed it wasn't just about the relationship, it was about trust. They've been through so much together, and to find out this way, it broke something in her. Meanwhile, Evelyn, trying to keep her composure, denied everything on the spot. "You're lying," she reportedly said, her voice sharp, but her hands shaking. "Don't bring my baby into your drama." But those in the room say her tone betrayed her. There was fear there, a flicker of something that made even her closest friends wonder if Ty's claims might have some truth to them. The argument escalated quickly. Chantal, never one to stay quiet during a confrontation, jumped in to defend Ty, accusing Evelyn of hiding things and playing the victim. "We've had each other's backs for years," Chantal allegedly said, her voice dripping with anger. "And this is how you repay her, by going after the same man." The confrontation got so heated that staff had to intervene. ushering the group into a private room to avoid making an even bigger scene. But if the brunch was explosive, what happened after is what truly lit up the internet. Within hours, cryptic posts started appearing on Instagram stories. Ty shared a black screen with the words, "Truth hurts, but lies kill." While Evelyn posted a picture of her baby bump with the caption, "Me and mine unbothered." Fans were quick to dissect every word, every emoji, and every like, turning the situation into a full-blown online investigation as the speculation reached a fever pitch. Old videos and photos resurfaced, showing the mystery man at events with both women. In one clip from just a few months ago, he was spotted sitting next to Ty at a private party, his hand on her back, while another video showed him arriving at an event with Evelyn, trying to stay low-key. The internet sleuths pieced together. Timelines tagged both women in countless posts and demanded answers. Sources close to the production say the cameras were quickly called in to start filming follow-up scenes, knowing that this storyline was too explosive to ignore. "This is reality TV gold," one producer reportedly said, "but it's also real pain for these women. Can see the hurt in their eyes." While the women have been tight-lipped publicly since the initial blow-up, insiders hint that the situation is only getting more complicated. DNA tests have allegedly been discussed, though no one has confirmed if they've actually happened yet. One insider claims that Ty is considering legal action if the situation isn't clarified soon, saying she deserves to know the truth and won't be silenced. The ripple effects of this revelation are being felt far beyond the group. Fans who have followed their journeys for years are divided. Some are siding with Ty, calling her brave for speaking out, while others are defending Evelyn, saying no one truly knows what goes on behind closed doors. Hashtags like #SagerTeamTy and #Paternity started trending within hours, turning this deeply personal conflict into a public spectacle that shows no signs of slowing down. Friends of both women have also been dragged into the drama, forced to pick sides in a situation where every choice feels like a betrayal of someone they care about. "It's a mess," one mutual friend confessed. "Everyone's hurt, everyone's angry, and no one knows how this is going to end. But one thing's for sure, nothing will ever be the same again." And as if that wasn't enough, whispers are starting to circulate about the man himself finally breaking his silence. Insiders hint that he's feeling the pressure and may be preparing to come forward with his own version of events, which could either clear the air or make things even worse. One source close to him said he's tired of being painted as the villain. He wants people to hear his side. But for now, the silence from him is deafening, and the uncertainty is only making the situation more volatile. Every post, every interview, and every offhand comment from anyone even remotely connected to this group is being scrutinized for clues, leaving fans hungry for more. And the women at the center of it all reeling from the fallout of a scandal that shows no signs of slowing down. The fallout from that brunch didn't just stay contained to that table. It spilled out into every corner of their lives, dragging friends, family, and even fans into the storm. By the next morning, the group chats were in meltdown. One insider described the messages as hundreds of texts a minute with accusations flying, screenshots being shared, and even some people threatening to expose more secrets if others didn't own up to their part in the mess. Ty, who had been quiet after her explosive revelation, finally broke her silence in a late-night live stream, sitting in her car, face bare, voice steady, but eyes full of hurt. She told her followers, "I didn't want to do this like this, but I refuse to be painted as a liar. I didn't start this, but I'm not going to sit back while she parades around, like I don't exist." She didn't mention Evelyn by name, but everyone knew who she was talking about. What really sent shockwaves through the fandom was when Ty played a recording, a voicemail that many claim is a shared lover. Himself, his voice unmistakable, talking about future plans and calling her his girl. Within seconds, clips of the live were circulating everywhere, sparking debates and conspiracy theories. Was the voicemail old? Was it edited? Or was it the smoking gun that proved Ty's claim that Evelyn's baby could belong to him? Evelyn, meanwhile, was trying to maintain some semblance of normalcy. She posted pictures from a prenatal appointment with captions about gratitude and growth, but her comment section turned into a war zone. Fans flooded her post with questions, some supportive and others brutally critical. "This is true. You owe her an apology," one comment read, while another accused Ty of fabricating the entire thing. For attention. Behind the scenes, things were even more intense. Chantel, who had publicly taken Ty's side, reportedly blocked Evelyn on all platforms and sent a scathing voice note accusing her of betrayal. "We've been through hell together," she allegedly said. "And you couldn't respect boundaries. You couldn't be honest. You're dead to me, girl. Dead." That message leaked within hours, and once again the internet exploded. Producers, sensing the magnitude of what was unfolding, began filming every interaction they could. They reportedly scheduled an emergency cast dinner to clear the air, but according to insiders, that dinner turned into one of the most explosive nights of filming. In franchise history, witnesses say chairs were slammed, tears were shed, and more bombshells dropped, including accusations that the shared lover had been seeing yet another woman while stringing both Ty and Evelyn along. The man at the center of it all, still silent, publicly became the most hunted name online. Fans dug up old photos, tagged him relentlessly, and speculated about his motives. Was he after fame, money, or was he simply someone caught in a spiral of chaos he never expected? One blogger even claimed to have an exclusive interview lined up with him, teasing that the truth is uglier than anyone thinks. Whether that interview will ever surface remains to be seen, but the very idea of it has kept people glued to their screens. As the drama escalated, family members began weighing in. Ty's sister posted a fiery tweet defending her, calling her the most loyal person I know and warning people to stop spreading lies. Evelyn's cousin, on the other hand, clapped back with a post that read, "Funny how some people love to play the victim when they started the fire." Those posts were deleted within hours, but not before they were screenshotted and shared thousands of times. What makes this entire situation even messier is that everyone in the circle has something to lose. For Ty, it's her reputation and her sense of self-worth, which she's built back up after years of public struggles. For Evelyn, it's the image of the strong, serene mother-to-be. She's carefully curated. For the shared lover, it's the risk of his private life becoming public fodder, and for their friends, it's the impossible task of staying neutral in a war where every silence feels like a betrayal. The tension boiled over during a private gathering that was supposed to be a healing session. Instead, it turned into another battleground. Witnesses described Ty and Evelyn sitting across from each other, eyes locked, while Jackie tried desperately to mediate. "You could cut the tension with a knife," one insider shared. At one point, Ty reportedly slammed her hand on the table and shouted, "Just admit it. Admit what you did." Evelyn, with tears streaming down her face, whispered, "I didn't know. I swear I didn't know." But even that denial didn't land the way she hoped. Some in the room claimed that Chantel rolled her eyes and muttered, "You always know, girl. You just don't care." The room erupted again, and any chance of reconciliation seemed to evaporate. Meanwhile, fans continued to analyze every tiny detail for clues. One particularly viral theory suggests that the shared lover's been intentionally pitting the women against each other to keep the spotlight off himself. Screenshots of past messages hint at manipulation and gaslighting, painting a picture of someone who thrived on control and chaos. With filming underway and emotions running high, insiders say the women are struggling to find any kind of closure. Some days, Ty is ready to walk away from it all, while other days she's determined to stand her ground and demand the truth. Evelyn, caught between protecting her peace and defending herself, has been leaning heavily on her family. But even they are reportedly divided over how to handle the scandal. And through it all, the fans remain relentless. Every post, every story, every interview is dissected for hidden meanings. Hashtags trend daily. Podcasts dedicate entire episodes to breaking down the timeline, and the pressure on everyone involved is suffocating. What started as a private betrayal has turned into a full-blown public circus, and no one knows how to make it stop. Still, those close to the situation insist that there are even more layers to this story that haven't come out yet. One source hinted cryptically, "If you think this is bad, just wait." The real bombshell hasn't even dropped. What that means remains a mystery. But if the past few weeks are any indication, the drama is far from over. By the time the dust began to settle, from that chaotic dinner, the damage was already done. Friendships were fractured, alliances shattered, and the public narrative was spiraling out of control. Ty, feeling cornered and betrayed, retreated from social media for a few days, only to return with a raw, unfiltered video that had millions. Tuning in within the first hour, sitting cross-legged on her couch, hoodie pulled up, voice trembling but determined, she said, "I'm not perfect. I never claimed to be. But what I won't do is sit here and let someone paint me like I'm some homewrecker or a liar. Y'all don't know the half of it." That line, "y'all don't know the half of it," sent the internet into a frenzy. Theories multiplied overnight. Some fans speculated that there was even more damning evidence Ty was holding back, while others suggested that she was being manipulated by people around her who wanted to keep the drama alive for attention. Either way, the video cemented her as both a victim and a fighter in the eyes of many, and hashtags in support of her started trending globally. Meanwhile, Evelyn tried to regain some control of her narrative. She agreed to sit down for an exclusive interview with a popular entertainment blogger, hoping to finally share her side of the story. In the interview, she spoke softly, carefully choosing her words. "I never wanted it to come to this," she said. "I've always tried to live with grace, even when things around me got ugly, but this has been devastating for me, for my baby, for everyone." When asked directly if there was any truth to Ty's claims, Evelyn paused, her eyes glistening, and said, "All I can say is the timing of everything has been complicated, but I know my truth, and when the time is right, the truth will come out." But instead of quelling the storm, the interview only added more fuel to the fire. Fans picked apart her every expression, her every pause, interpreting her hesitations as guilt. Some even claimed that the way she held her stomach during the interview was a subtle sign that she was hiding something. The comment section lit up with accusations, theories, and even messages from people claiming to have receipts that would blow the situation wide open. The shared lover, still silent, became even more of an enigma. Every day, new supposed sightings of him popped up online at a club, at a gym, even out of town with someone completely new. And every time the images would spark another round of arguments about where his loyalties really lay, and whether he was intentionally avoiding the spotlight to let the women tear each other apart. Within the inner circle, tensions hit a boiling point. Jackie, exhausted by the constant back and forth, called an emergency meeting at her house, insisting that we can't keep living like this. What was meant to be a calm conversation quickly turned into yet another shouting match. Ty, visibly shaking, told Evelyn, You knew what he was doing, and you didn't care until it blew up in your face." Evelyn, equally emotional, shot back. "You think this is easy for me? You think I wanted any of this? I didn't ask for him to do what he did. I didn't ask for you to be dragged into my life. I present?" said the room went completely silent after that, the weight of Evelyn's words hanging heavy in the air. It was Jackie who finally broke the tension, her voice stern but calm, saying, "We need to stop blaming each other and start holding the right person accountable." But even that, Olive Branch couldn't undo the hurt that had been festering for weeks. Outside of the drama, the pressure from fans and media started to take a toll. Ty's family reportedly urged her to step away from filming for her own mental health, while Evelyn's team was said to be scrambling behind the scenes to manage. The narrative before, it did irreversible damage to her brand. One insider revealed that several endorsement deals were on pause until the paternity rumors were resolved, adding another layer of stress to an already volatile situation. The turning point came when someone leaked what they claimed was a draft paternity test appointment confirmation. Though unverified, the document spread like wildfire. And suddenly the entire conversation shifted from speculation to anticipation. Everyone wanted to know if the test would happen, when the results would be revealed, and what it would mean for everyone involved. The emotional stakes couldn't have been higher. Ty, according to those close to her, felt vindicated by the possibility of finally having proof. While Evelyn reportedly dreaded what the confirmation one way or another would mean for her future, she's terrified. One friend confided not just for herself, but for her baby. She doesn't want this child to grow up with this chaos hanging over them. It's hanging over them. Still, amid the tension, there were moments that reminded everyone involved of the human side of the story. In a quiet private exchange captured by cameras but not yet aired, Ty was seen breaking down, saying through tears, "I didn't want to hurt you. I just wanted the truth." Evelyn, equally emotional, whispered, "I know, and I wish things were different." It was a rare glimpse of vulnerability from both women. A reminder that behind the headlines and hashtags were two people caught in a situation neither fully controlled. As the days passed and the noise grew louder, producers began teasing that the upcoming episodes would change everything. Fans, glued to every update, speculated that the paternity results might finally be revealed on camera, setting the stage for what could be the most watched moment in the show's history. And yet, even with all the speculation, no one could predict how the women or the shared lover at the center of it all would handle the fallout once the truth was finally known. The situation had gone far beyond personal drama. It had become a cultural moment, sparking conversations about loyalty, betrayal, and the complicated dynamics of relationships in the public eye. And while everyone seemed to have an opinion, the one thing no one could deny was that this story, with all its twists and turns, had gripped an audience like nothing before. As the tension reached its peak, the entire circle found themselves walking on eggshells. Every word and every glance carrying the weight of weeks of unspoken pain and public scrutiny. Cameras captured it all. The awkward silences, the forced smiles at group events, and the way conversations abruptly shifted the moment the shared lover's name was mentioned. But behind the scenes, the situation was far more explosive than anyone could imagine. Ty, though exhausted from the whirlwind, refused to let go of her truth. In private moments with her closest friends, she admitted that the chaos had begun to chip away at her confidence. "I feel like I don't even know who I am anymore," she whispered one night, her eyes rimmed with exhaustion. "Every time I turn on my phone, there's another lie, another rumor, and I can't tell what's real and what's just noise." Yet even through the vulnerability, there was a spark of determination in her voice, a refusal to be silenced or shamed into backing down. Evelyn, on the other hand, was grappling with her own storm. Despite her carefully curated image, those close to her could see the cracks forming. One insider shared that Evelyn spent hours pacing her house at night, replaying every conversation, every interaction, every choice that led her here. She keeps asking herself, how did it get this far? The source revealed she's terrified of the results, but also terrified of not knowing it's eating her alive. And then came the unexpected twist that no one, not even the producers, saw coming. Close friend of the shared lover, tired of watching the chaos unfold, anonymously leaked audio recordings of private conversations. In those clips, the man at the center of the storm could be heard struggling with guilt, torn between two women and the reality of what his choices had created. "I never meant for this to happen," he admitted in one recording. "But I can't undo it now. And the truth is, I love them both in different ways." The recordings detonated like a bomb in the fandom. Overnight, hashtags calling for accountability flooded social media. Fans analyzed every second of the leaked audio, debating whether his words were genuine remorse or calculated manipulation. But for Ty and Evelyn, the leaks were a fresh wound in an already painful saga. Ty reportedly locked herself away for days, refusing to respond to messages, while Evelyn canceled a major appearance citing personal reasons. Despite the chaos, life kept moving forward. Filming for the show continued, though under a thick cloud of tension. Producers, sensing the gravity of the moment, leaned into the raw emotion, capturing some of the most vulnerable footage ever aired. In one particularly heart-wrenching scene, Ty sat across from Jackie, tears streaming down her face as she confessed, "I just wanted to believe that what we had was real. And now I don't even know if I was ever more than a placeholder." Jackie, uncharacteristically quiet, reached across the table, taking Ty's hands and whispering, "You deserve better than this. Don't let anyone make you feel like you're not enough." The depth of pain and betrayal began to shift public opinion in a way no one had anticipated. Where once there had been division with fans taking sides and trading accusations, there was now a growing chorus of voices calling for empathy. People began to see Ty and Evelyn not just as reality TV characters caught in a scandal, but as women navigating an impossible situation under the harshest of spotlights. And yet, even as the tide of sympathy began to turn, the core issue remained unresolved: the paternity test. Whispers of an upcoming reveal kept the public glued to every update, every cryptic post, every hint dropped by those in the inner circle. Rumors swirled about a scheduled appointment, about sealed envelopes and guarded results, about how and when the truth would finally come out. The pressure was immense for Ty. The possibility of vindication was both exhilarating and terrifying. "What if I'm right?" she confided to a friend. "What if this changes everything? Will it even matter? Will it make me feel any less broken?" Evelyn, meanwhile, battled a different fear. According to those close to her, she worried less about her own image and more about the impact on her child. She keeps saying, "My baby didn't ask for this." A source revealed she doesn't want this to define them before they've even had a chance to live their life. Then, in a quiet, unpublicized moment that only a few insiders witnessed, Ty and Evelyn found themselves alone in the same room for the first time in weeks. What could have been another explosive confrontation instead turned into something unexpectedly raw. There were no cameras, no producers, no audience, just two women broken by the same storm, facing each other with nothing left to say but the truth. Ty, voice trembling, said softly, "I never wanted to hurt you. I needed to stop hurting myself." Evelyn, tears pooling in her eyes, whispered back, "I know and I wish. I wish we could have been on the same side from the start." Those present later described the moment as a turning point. Not a resolution, but a fragile truce. A shared understanding that they were both victims of a situation spiraling far beyond their control. And while it didn't erase the pain or the betrayal, it planted the first seeds of something that had been missing from this entire saga: humanity. Still, the story wasn't over. If anything, it was building toward its most dramatic chapter yet. Producers hinted that the upcoming reveal would change the dynamic forever, while insiders warned that the fallout, no matter the outcome, would be devastating. Some speculated that the shared lover, finally pushed to his breaking point, might step forward publicly to take accountability. Others believed the test results would expose deeper secrets no one was prepared to face. For now, all anyone could do was wait. Wait for the results. Wait for the next twist. Wait to see how two women forever bound by one man's choices would navigate the wreckage left behind. And as the world watched, dissecting every post and every whisper, one thing became painfully clear. In this story, there were no easy villains, no simple heroes, only complicated people trying to find their way through an impossible storm. And there you have it, a whirlwind of secrets, betrayals, and emotions that no one saw coming. From shocking revelations to leaked recordings, and that fragile moment of understanding between Ty and Evelyn, this saga has gripped everyone watching. But if there's one thing we know for sure, it's that this story is far from over. Paternity results could change everything: friendships, loyalties, even the future of their families. What do you think, though? Is Ty telling the truth, or is there still more to this story than what we've heard? Do you believe this shared lover will finally step forward and take responsibility, or will the drama just keep spiraling? We want to hear every theory, every thought, every wild guess you've got. So, drop your opinions in the comments right now. We'll be reading them all. And if you've been following this journey from the start, this is just the beginning of what's shaping up to be the most explosive chapter yet. So make sure you hit that like button to show your support. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Because with the way things are unfolding, the N